It's time.
Thankfully, we are back to club soccer. I predicted Italy not making the World Cup this year. And if I could predict that, I'm going to predict that we're going to hit the dreamer this week. I went 87%. Uncle C's went 73%. And his 13x parlay hit. I have a 17 leg parlay that is 719x your money. I'm putting $200 to return $143,937.97.
I got a 16 leg, 672x your money parlay. I'm putting $150 to return myself and you $100,864.68. Guys, it's going to be a good summer.
Welcome back to another episode of the Last Leg podcast powered by MBH Bets. Guys, we are right back. We came right back, okay? What a banger week we had. I lost my dreamer by 2 plays only, okay? 15 legs. I hit 13. No, it was 18 legs? No, it was 15 legs.
15 legs, you hit
I got 13 out of 15. And by the way, the ones that I lost were 2 teams to qualify who were both winning the game. Drew last second, went to penalties, were winning in their penalties, and then lost. Anyways, all good. What can you do? I went 87%. Uncle C's went 73%. And his 13x parlay hit.
What a banger.
We are right back, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, before we get into everything, you know what to do. I need you to subscribe. 60% of you are watching this, making money, and I know you made money because you're all in our DMs. Boys, I won money, but you're not subscribed. So I'm going to give you a second to subscribe right now. Bang, let's get straight into it. Okay, guys, thankfully, we are back to club soccer. Here we go.
God.
First and foremost, we're starting on Saturday. No Friday games in this one, by the way. There were a couple. Saturday, we start in the FA Cup where we have Man City versus Liverpool. Okay, guys, very straightforward here. I'm going to go with City to qualify. They are in form, and Pep does not want to go trophyless ever in his career, ever. And he's not going to do it here, okay? Because Liverpool, A, away from home is horrible. B, in bad form as they've been all season. So I'm going to roll with Man City to qualify at 1.42. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, Man City just defeated Arsenal to lift the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup last weekend or 2 weekends ago prior to the international break.
Also, sorry, they already...
They have one trophy.
Okay.
They're not going to win the Prem. They're out of the Champions League, so this is their next best bet. This is the quarterfinals. Liverpool are in horrid form, and they play PSG midweek in the Champions League, so they got an eye over there. I love City to qualify. The odds actually went up just before recording to like 1.44, so even better for us, even better for you. And Man City, like, they're just too good at home. Pep's going to get it done. They're probably going to win this competition. Arsenal's also playing, so is Chelsea, but I don't see them lasting in this competition because they have other competitions to worry about. So give us City to qualify at 1.42 odds.
Bang. Second play, we have Bayern Munich versus Freiburg. Munich away from home, which is why you're going to get the odds you're about to hear. I'm going to go with Bayern Munich money line at 1.42. You're getting it for 2 reasons. A, they're away from home, and B, this is coming off of it's right before a Champions League bout with, who are they playing in Champions League?
I forgot, to be honest. I think it's Real Madrid.
Is it?
I think so.
Anyways, regardless of who they're playing, they want Champions League this year, and they're definitely my pick to win, but they are a pick to win. So yeah, I'm going to take them on the money line here. They could play their third string team and beat Freiburg. They are honestly an incredible team to watch. Super fast-paced soccer, super attacking. Love to see it. And I'm going to take them on these odds because, again, you're not going to get these very often with them, only in these certain spots. And they're in one of those spots. So give me Bayern money line at 1.42.
Yeah, we got Freiburg in 8th place versus first place Bayern Munich. Freiburg haven't kept a clean sheet in 9 matches. Bayern averaged 3.6 goals alone per league game. Bayern are 22-6-2 versus Freiburg and 8-5-1 away to Freiburg. Just give us Bayern money line at 1.42 odds. Even if they rotate the lineup, like Anthony said, they're going to demolish this team. They have Olise, they have Leonard Carl, they have Kane, Luis Diaz, Musiala's back. The whole squad is on fire, in form. Probably the best team in Europe right now. So give us Bayern Munich money line at 1.42 odds. The odds are probably going to drop closer to game time. So get that as soon as you can.
Exactamente. Okay, moving on to the next game. We have Leverkusen versus Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Okay, where I got to pull the odds here quickly for it. I have a shots on target play here, guys, which if you've been in our VIP, you know we've been crushing these. Okay, Leverkusen at home, very attacking team. I'm going to take Leverkusen over 5.5 shots on target. So they got to get at least 6 in the game. And the odds are 1.55. I love that. Initially, I was looking at money line at 1.42, but I wanted some more value. I think that they'll get the dub, but I think that they'll put 2-3 behind or back on Wolfsburg, no problem. So with that being said, I see shots on target there. I think you maybe get 4 or 5 shots on target first half. So give me Leverkusen over 5.5 shots on target at 1.55.
Yeah, you got 6th place Leverkusen versus relegation bound 17th place Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg haven't kept a clean sheet in 20 matches. Leverkusen are 14, 7, and 11 versus Wolfsburg. And in the last few games, they've won due to early payout, if your sports book has that, but they end up losing or not losing. They end up drawing the game. Like the last game, they tied Heidenheim 3-3. They were up 2-0, so you got the early payout. So I recommend this bet if you have an early payout sports book, and that is Leverkusen money line at 1.42 odds. They're trying to get back into a European club competition spot. I think they're just outside of it, but they're very close to getting it. So give me Leverkusen money line at 1.42 odds. They're at home, and Anthony's bet is a great bet too. What is it, over 5.5 shots?
Over 5.5, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to get like 7 or 8 at least. So 2 great options there for that game.
Okay, moving on. We're staying in the Bundesliga. We are looking at Stuttgart versus Dortmund. 2 high attacking teams. Stuttgart looking to secure themselves a Champions League spot next season. Dortmund is pretty much has that secured. Doesn't really have a chance to win because I don't see Bayern dropping too many points in the last few games of the season. No, so this is kind of a meaningless game to them. But at the end of the day, they're out of Champions League. They still want to win. Players still want to prove themselves with the World Cup coming up, trying to get spots. So give me both teams to score here. Guys, that's hit in 5 of the last 7 games. And if I go through the results, it's 3-3, 2-1, 5-1, 2-1, 3-3. So I think goals are highly expected here. I know we said that in another game that we should have seen it. I think it was Stuttgart and someone else ended up being
Red Bull.
Yeah, Leipzig and Stuttgart. We said both teams score ended 1-1 or ended 1-0. So I don't see that happening again. I'm going with both teams to score in this play.
Yeah, you got 3rd place Stuttgart versus 2nd place Dortmund. Dortmund are 15, 7, and 7 versus Stuttgart. The last 10 meetings produced 38 goals. That's an average of 3.8 goals per game. So give us both teams to score at 1.42 odds. If you're afraid of both teams to score, over 2.5 is a good option in case one of the teams goes up 3-0. I'm not sure what the odds are for that, but they're very similar to both teams to score. But we like both teams to score because Stuttgart's going to go all out. And Dortmund, they're just going to play for fun because they're in a secured spot at second place. And like he said, guys want to prove their worth. They want to make it to their national teams. So both teams to score is a solid option here at 1.42 odds.
All right, we're moving on to the next game where we're actually going to Spain for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a trip all the way to Spain where we have Mallorca at home to Real Madrid. Guys, very straightforward. Give me Madrid money line here. Yes, again, you're getting them at 1.6 for 2 reasons. Similar to the Bayern game. A, they're away, and B, Champions League football is in the same sort of time frame. But regardless, I shouldn't say they care about the league. Bale literally did an interview saying they don't care about the league. But regardless, I still think they want to put pressure on Barca with how close 1st and 2nd is. So I'm going to go with Madrid money line here. I think they can rotate and still get it done. They are finding their form again. They looked great in the Champions League against City. I think they'll do well here as well. So give me Madrid money line at 1.6. I love that.
Yeah, 18th place Mallorca versus 2nd place Real Madrid. They are still in contention for the league. They're a few points behind Barca. But Madrid moneyline at these odds, you're rarely going to get these odds in La Liga for Real Madrid, especially when they're on a 5-game winning streak. Mallorca haven't kept a clean sheet in 15 matches. Madrid are 14-2-2 versus Mallorca, then 4-2-2 on the road to Mallorca. Madrid are fighting for 2nd, and Mallorca are fighting to stay up. I give the edge to Real Madrid. Yes, they are playing Bayern Munich midweek. I just confirmed that on FOTMob. And I still think Madrid are going to get the job done here, even if they rotate a little bit. They've been starting that guy Plitarch.
Yeah, Plitarch.
The young guy in the middle. He's been doing really well for them. The team is pretty much healthy again. So Madrid money line at 1.6. What more can you ask for?
Okay, moving on. We are going to another massive game in Spain with Atletico Madrid versus Barca. Guys, this one is very weird. They've already played each other 3 times in the season. This is going to be their 4th, and then they have home and away in Champions League. They drew each other. So this was very interesting to look at. You know, you want to go both teams to score, but if you look at their previous history, the last 2 games in the Cup was 3-0 for one team, and the next one was 4-0 for the other team. So no BTTS. But where I'm going to go here is over 2.5. And I never take that bet. Okay, guys, if you know me, you watch this podcast, you're tripping out that I'm even saying that. Yeah. I never go over 2.5 goals. I never bet that. But even in the games that I'm seeing, there wasn't BTTS, it still hit over 2.5. So I'm going to go over 2.5 here at 1.5. I think it's worth the value. I think you're going to see a 2-1, maybe a 2-2 here. Barca's still going to try at the end of the day because they want first place. Yeah. Okay. Atletico Madrid technically in the league looks like they're going to stay where they're at, which is what, 3rd or 4th?
3rd or 4th, securing Champions League.
Securing Champions League. So I know they're looking ahead to the actual Champions League game against Barca, but at the end of the day, at home to Barca, like there's no way, like if you play sports, you like in a game like this that you can just chill out. So I see Barca getting at least 2. I see Atletico Madrid at least getting 1. There's your over 2.5. Give me that at 1.5 all day.
Yeah, this is a super weird game because they already played each other twice in the Copa. Atletico won 4-0 the first game. Barca won 3-0 the second game. And then in the league, Barca won 3-1 at home against these guys. So over 2.5 looks solid, right?
Yeah.
Right? It looks amazing. But then I was doing some research, and sometimes I like to see, okay, when was the last time they played in this month in the previous years? And every time they played each other in April, historically, games have gone under 3.5. But this season, everything's going over 2.5. So I don't know what to pick there in terms of goals, both teams to score. I suspect a bigger, more open game in the Champions League as opposed to this one. So I'm taking something that I never normally take unless otherwise recommended to me. And that's over 9.5 corners total in the game at 1.65 odds. I just want to see corners. I'm watching that game just to watch the corners. I'm celebrating every corner either team gets, hoping for over 9.5. Over 10.5 is what the line is at. And it's at 2x, which is solid value. I watered it down by 1 for 9.5. So that's all I want for this game is just 10 corners. Please, guys, okay?
Okay. Moving on, we are going to Turkey, where we have Trabzonspor versus Gala. This is 3rd versus 1st, but 3rd, like they are, very close with Fenerbahce in 2nd. This game means a lot to both teams. However, I'm going to roll with a very extremely safe bet here. I think both teams to score should be an absolute lock here. The odds really aren't good. And the play I'm about to tell you is not a single bet by any means. It is just a parlay booster that you will see in the Dreamer later on. It is over 1.5 total goals. In this type of fixture, that's going to hit in the first fucking 15 minutes. So give me over 1.5 total goals at 1.2.
Yeah, Trabs are 10, 8, and 17 versus Gala 6 and 4, 6, 4, and 8 at home. Only 4 points away from Gala, and they're tied on 60 points with 2nd Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce just has a better goal differential than they do. They are 8 points clear of Besiktas, who are in 4th. So they actually still have a chance to kind of win the league if they win this game and go on to continue to win because they're like on a 7 or 8 game winning streak, I believe. Gala are freshly eliminated from the Champions League due to Liverpool, and Trabzon are fighting for that Champions League spot because it's only the top 2 in Turkey that get Champions League football. First place is guaranteed. Second place, you have to play the playoff. Right now, they're in a Europa League spot. And honestly, guys, okay, this is what it is. Trabzon are on a 6-game win streak. Gala are on a 5-game win streak. Historically, goals galore in this fixture. Both teams to score is a no-brainer for this game. So I like double chance Galatasaray at 1.33 odds. And I also like both teams to score at 1.47 odds. If you combine both of those in a same game parlay, you get them at 1.87 odds. That is beautiful. I don't see Gala losing this game, especially with no other competition to worry about and trying to secure first place in Turkey. But my best bet is double chance Gala at 1.33 odds. Better value and more security for you. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
Bro, more security for you, bro, okay? All right, moving on to the next game. We have Union Saint-Gilloise versus Truiden. And this is in the Belgian League. I'm going to go with Union money line at 1.75. If you've watched this podcast for multiple weeks, We were betting on them heavily at the beginning of the season. They went through a very weird streak. They're still in first place, but just like really streaky. So we stopped looking at this league almost completely because they were really the only team we were betting on just because of how good they were. So when they went streaky, we stopped looking at them. But end of the season, this is when it matters the most. And they've actually picked up form, and they have great history against this team, which I'll let Cesar talk about. But I'm going to go with Union Saint-Gilloise on the money line at home at 1.75.
Yeah, you got first place Union versus third place Saint Truiden. Union are 8-2-2 versus Saint Truiden and 4-0-2 at home. They've won the last 4 games at home, scoring 2 in each game. They're undefeated in the league since November 30th.
Yep.
Union are 14-1-0 at home. They haven't lost a game at home this season, only tied once. And they scored 32 goals, and they only conceded 5. That is absolutely insane. Truiden, not a bad team in the Belgian league. They're like the third best away team in the league, but Union at home is almost guaranteed. No promise, David. No problem. They got all kinds of other guys. They got a bunch of ballers on that team. They're going to look to secure their second Belgian Pro League championship in a row because they won last year.
Yep.
So yeah, give us Union money line at 1.75 odds. That's great value for a team that's almost undefeated at home. Actually is undefeated at home.
They are undefeated. Okay, moving on. We are going to Portugal. Liga Portugal, where we have Porto versus Famalicao. Guys, Porto at home. Porto at home is inevitable. Okay? So I'm going with Porto money line at 1.45. They've been dropping some points recently, and I just think this is one of those fixtures where they're absolutely not going to do that. So I'll let Cesar talk about all of the dynamics of this game, but I'm going with Porto on the money line at 1.45. If you're getting Porto at home or above 1.4, you have to take it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, especially in the Portuguese league. Like that's a joke.
Exactly.
And at home. So first place Porto versus fifth place Famalicao. Porto are 23-3-1 in the league, 11-2-0 at home. 11 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses at home, guys. You understand that? And Porto are 13-2-2 versus Famalicao, 7-1-0 at home against this team. They are currently 7 points ahead of second place Sporting with 72 points. Famalicao are 5th with 45 points. They are 1 point behind Braga in 4th, which is the last European competition spot. But nonetheless, regardless, furthermore, whatever you want to say, Porto money line at 1.45 odds sounds like a sure bet to me. I love that. They've been balling. They destroyed Stuttgart in the Europa League in both games, 2-0 and like 2-1 or whatever it was. So they're on to the next round. They play this next Thursday coming up. But nonetheless, guys, yeah, Porto money line at home, 1.45 odds. Sam was injured, no problem. They still got Dennis Gould. They still got William Gomes. Rodrigo Moro's out, but he barely played this season anyways. The defense is solid. Farioli has these guys balling. Probably the best Italian coach right now in existence, okay? Maybe a hot take, but not for me. So that's it for Liga Portugal.
Okay, we're moving on to a game that you will never see me touch. Okay, we are going to the Canadian Premier League. Okay, this is all C's, as you guys know. I have no play on this game. It is Hamilton Forge versus Atleti Ottawa. First game of the season. I don't care. First game, 10th game, 7th game. I'm not betting on it. But C's, go ahead, brother.
As you guys can see, my brother Anthony here is wearing a United States jersey. He doesn't mess with Canada, okay? But I got to show some love to the Canadian Premier League boys. It is what it is. Forge versus Atletico Ottawa. This is the first game of the season. The league's best club is Hamilton Forge since its inception. They're playing the reigning champs in Atletico Ottawa. If you guys might have seen it on Instagram or any type of viral social media. Atletico Ottawa won the league in the championship final in the most snowiest conditions ever. David Rodriguez scored what's called the icicle kick. It was a bicycle, obviously. Both teams were recently eliminated from the Champions Cup, which is CONCACAF's version of the Champions League. Atletico got destroyed by Nashville, like 8-0 in aggregate. And Forge actually held themselves against Tigres, the Mexican team, 0-0 at home, and they got spanked in Mexico 4-1. With that being said, excuse me.
Don't die on us, bro.
Woo! I got Forge money line at 1.87 odds. They are at home. They're playing in Hamilton. They're going to not even fill out their home stadium, but they're going to do their best to fill it out. I don't see them losing at home, especially considering that Atletico Ottawa lost David Rodriguez, their talisman last year, and their main striker, Salter. They're both gone. They've both moved on from the team. And yeah, I like Forge money line at home. They're a historic team in the Canadian Premier League, best team ever, most championships. So give me Forge money line at 1.87 odds. That is great value in the Canadian Premiership.
All right, moving on. We are going to the MLS, our favorite league to bet on, boys. First game, we have Charlotte versus Philadelphia. I was so high on Philadelphia going into this season. I got humbled in the first game of the league. I'm not touching this game. Sees what you got.
Yeah, so you got Charlotte in 4th place versus 15th, dead last Philadelphia. Charlotte are 2-1 on the season. Philly are 0-5. 5 straight L's in the league. Horrible start of the season. They've only scored 3 goals and they've conceded 9. That is horrible. Charlotte are 3-2-4 versus Philly, which is a good record. Not bad, not horrible. And they're 2-2-0 at home, which is better than their total record against them. Nonetheless, I'm taking Charlotte double chance at home at 1.36 odds. Not a straight bet by any means, but a great parlay booster for you guys, okay? I can't see Charlotte losing at home to a team that hasn't even tied a game all season. Okay?
Okay, bro. Keep snapping. All right, guys. Next game we're moving on to. Sisto, love you. I added this one in. I have New York City FC at home to St. Louis City. Okay?
Oh, that was the game I missed.
Guys, listen up. It's very simple. We're going with New York on the money line at 1.7 at home to a terrible St. Louis, okay? New York is 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, and their only loss was to Inter Miami, which they could have easily won that game. And then St. Louis City is 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses. They are horrible away. They haven't won a game away. Their only win was at home last week 2 weeks ago to New England Revolution, who are also garbage in this league. So, guys, away to New York, they are going to get crushed. This is an easily 2-0, 3-1 type of game. I'm going with New York City FC on the money line. Bank that one.
I actually love that. That was a game I was looking at. I forgot about it because I was looking at the New York Red Bull Cincinnati game, and I couldn't get a read there, and that messed up my whole trajectory for the New York City FC game. So, Sisto, if you can, please include me as New York City FC money line on that as well. I love that play. It's not going to be in any of my dream because I already placed them, but it is what it is. I love that play. They're one of the best teams in the East, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's them and Inter Miami. Okay, moving on. The next game we have, guys, San Jose versus our boys at San Diego. Check the dryer. The jersey's up to my right, by the way. You know what? It's very interesting. It's very interesting because San Diego's actually been on a poor run of form as of late. Some draws, a couple losses, you know what I mean? To Toluca, they took an L. But I don't care. I'm not looking to see who wins this game. All I care about is goals. I'm taking both teams to score at 1.47. San Jose is a sneaky team this year. So look for us to bet on them when they're not playing giants like this. So I think they're going to at least get a goal here at home. And San Diego, whether they win, lose, draw this game, they will also score as well. So I love both teams to score at 1.47. That's a first half type of hit.
Yeah, San Jose in 3rd place versus 4th place San Diego. San Jose are 4-0-1 on the season. That's a great start to the season. San Diego are 3-2-0 on the season. That's just in the MLS. I think they lost only 1 game so far. It was to Toluca. They got absolutely spanked in Mexico. The head-to-head is only 1-0-1 because San Diego just joined the league last year. And San Jose are 5 games due for both teams to score. The games they've won have all been like 1-0, 2-0. And they haven't conceded a goal. Sorry, they conceded 1 goal so far in the game. They lost 1-0. So that's why I love both teams to score as well at 1.47 odds. You could pair that with over 2.5, but this could easily just end as a 1-1. Both teams to score 1.47 is great. I wish it was 1.57, but it is what it is. We take what we can get, and I think this is for sure both teams to score probably in the first half, in my opinion.
Okay, we're moving on to the next game where we have Chicago versus Nashville in the MLS. Nashville, a much better team. This is 1st versus 5th. Very strong team, and they're still missing some of their best players to injury. So again, I don't know. I'm looking at it. The line's really scaring me. You can get them at the money line above 3x your money. I think that's worth a sprinkle for sure against a really bad Chicago team. I shouldn't say really bad. They were really bad last season. They're clearly starting pretty well this year. I think it's worth a sprinkle on the money line at over 3x. But I think a super safe play here is Nashville win or draw double chance at 1.6. I'm going to roll with that all day.
Yeah, Nashville are unbeaten in 9 matches and won the last 4 head-to-head versus Chicago by a combined score of 13-2, which is insane. Chicago, not bad start, 2-1-2 in the season, plus 2 goal differential. Nashville are 4-1-0, no losses, only 1 draw with a plus 11 goal differential. They're balling right now. Like you said, the money line is attractive. to say the least. I fancy that a little bit, but I do prefer Nashville to win or draw a double chance at 1.6 odds. That is insane value for a double chance bet for a team that's absolutely crushing it in the MLS. So we love that. Give us Nashville double chance at 1.6 odds.
Okay, we move to the next game in MLS, and I believe our last of that day of Saturday, or at all actually, is Houston at home to Seattle. Seattle, a much better team overall. Houston not having the worst season. I think they have 2 wins and 2 losses. So they're actually having a pretty decent season, but Seattle are going to be one of the best this season. I'm very confident of that. I know Cesar has his certain play. He's going to go double chance, but I'm going to go even safer, especially for my dreamer. I'm going to go over 1.5 total goals at 1.3. I think if you're getting that bet you're getting those odds for over 1.5 in MLS, it's worth a shot. So I'm going to go with over 1.5 at 1.3 in this game.
What is it, 1.3? That's not bad. For over 1.5, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, so Houston are 2-0-2 on the season. Seattle are 3-1-1 on the season. Seattle are 18 wins, 9 draws, and 5 losses versus Houston. And then 6 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses away to Houston. Seattle are unbeaten in 10 meetings with Houston, winning 8 of them. So give me double chance Seattle at 1.52 odds. That is great value for a double chance team. One of the best teams in MLS history. I love this team. Seattle are balling right now. That's great value for a team that's pretty much dominated in this fixture. So that caps off our Saturday, boys. We're going to move on to Sunday.
All right, guys, moving into Sunday, the first matchup we have here is Monaco versus Marseille in Ligue 1. I have no play for this. Go ahead.
This is 6th place Monaco versus 3rd place Marseille. Only 3 points separate these two teams. Their last 26 meetings produced 95 goals, averaging 3.5 goals per game. To say the least, guys, over 2.5 goals should be guaranteed here at 1.57 odds. This is a high-stakes game in Ligue 1 for a Champions League spot. And I love over 2.5 here. Two teams that are very capable of scoring goals and conceding them at the same time. So over 2.5 at 1.57. Give me that all day, baby.
Bang. From there, we are going to Serie B. Ooh. Second division Italy, because apparently you can't trust first division. You can. I have some plays, Sisto. You're going to hate me. I'm going to add them in after. Frosinone, first place versus Padova. Sorry, Frosinone, not first place. 3rd place now. But, dude, we're talking like 1 point differences. It's going to be a toss-up for first place in this league. But Frosinone, top of the table versus Padova, middle, lower half. Frosinone at home. I'm taking that all day. Give me Frosi on the money line at 1.55 here.
Yeah, Frosi are 18, 11, and 3 in the season. Padova are 8, 10, and 14. Head-to-head is only a 1-0-1. They haven't played each other much. But in this season, Frosi won 1-0 away to this team, and now they're at home. They want to finish first or in the top 2 to guarantee, I think it's top 2 guarantee Serie A promotion. Yeah, and then the next 4 teams play in a playoff. So give me Frosinone money line at 1.55 odds. Guys, great value. Take it, Serie B. I love you. Ciao.
But guys, I'm not betting the Serie B and not betting Serie A, okay? So guys, I have a matchup here in the Inter Milan versus Roma game. Very big game for the league, for both teams that are fighting for different reasons. One for first place, one trying to get into European football. So I'm going to roll with over 1.5 total goals in this game at 1.31. You have an Inter team who can score and does score. You have a Roma team who, again, is fighting for Champions League football, for European football. So I love over 1.5 goals here. That's what I'm rolling with. It's 1.31.
Yeah, I don't have anything for the Serie A games happening Sunday or Saturday, if there's any happening Saturday, because obviously we know what happened. I'm not going to say much about it. But Inter have been such a weird team since they lost to Bodo. They've been tying teams they should be destroying. They're still somehow first place in the league with a decent gap between them and second place, I believe, is Milan.
Yep.
But they're starting to drop points. They might start to bottle, especially after what happened. Bastoni, I don't know if he's going to play for the rest of the season at this point. So I don't know. I'm not touching that game. Over 1.5 at those odds is great value. I could see Roma scoring 1 or 2 against this team. They're not the greatest team either, but probably a 1-1. That's how it's going to end. That's how it's been ending for Inter anyway. So great bet, Anthony.
Thanks, bro. And another bet I am going to be taking. Actually, no, sorry. We're moving on to the next game. I don't know what I'm talking about there. Next game, we are going back to the Scottish Premiership, which we vowed we wouldn't touch. But when there's fucking value, there's value.
There's value.
We have Livingston versus Hearts. This is first place versus dead last place, guys. There's not much to say here. You're getting Hearts at the odds you're getting them at because they're away. 1.57 on the money line. How do you not take that? That is definitely my play here. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little worried about taking this play because I feel like they could bottle the league. Like, I feel like this could be a bottle job. And like, if they are going to bottle the league, this is the game that they're going to mess up. But at the end of the day, I got to go with what I know, and that they are the much better team. They are in first place and they have a great away record. So I will be taking Hearts on the money line at 1.57.
Guys, Livingston's only won one game this whole season. They've drew 12 and they've lost 18, okay? They're not going to do shit here today. Hearts are 15, 7-4 versus Livingston, 6-2-4 away. Hearts money line at 1.57. I thought this was the game that was going to win them the league, but because there's only 2 games left on the schedule apparently. But what happens in Scotland and these lower European leagues is that after like a certain amount of games are done, they go into 2 separate divisions. The top half and the bottom half. The top half is to see who wins the league and qualifies for European spots. The bottom half is to see who gets relegated, obviously. So I thought if they won this game and Rangers tied on Saturday or lost, they were going to win the league. But that's not the case. They still got to go into that championship playoff. So nonetheless, guys, Hearts money line at 1.57 odds. Take that all day. Count how many times I said nonetheless today. There's going to be a counter at the bottom.
Yeah, literally.
For real.
Okay, we're moving on. That ends Sunday. We're moving on to Monday, where we have 2 matches. Okay, first match we're looking at is Como versus Udinese. Okay, guys, Como on the money line at 1.7. Bro, don't get me started. It's an early game at 6:30 a.m., which is insane. It's on a Monday. I know, it's the weirdest thing.
Holy.
So I won't be watching it. Actually, I don't know. You never know. I might not.
You're up at like 5 a.m. anyways.
I know, I'm up way too early these days. I just want to give you guys some of the head-to-head here quickly. Head-to-head here is Como won the last 2 matchups, and then Udinese beat them 1 time in 2024, 1-0. But Como just on such a good run of form. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and then the only game that they didn't win was a draw to Inter. So come on, I'll give them that. And yeah, Udinese is just one of those teams in the table. They are 11th. They have nothing to fight for here. Como has everything to fight for. And Como in these early games, every time I bet on them when they played a 6:30 game, they put the work on whoever they're playing. So I also look at their players. They had some players who actually qualified for the World Cup in this window, and they have guys like Nico Paz who didn't even have to look at anything, got to rest. So give me Como on the money line at 1.7. There's so much value there. That's one you have to take, in my opinion.
Paz actually scored for Argentina in their first game against Mauritania.
Beautiful. It doesn't mean much against Mauritania.
Scored a nasty free kick for them. It doesn't mean much.
But anyways.
But yeah, so I like that too. That's a game I'm going to be saving for the VIP. Probably looking at Como shots on target in that game because they absolutely
True.
They absolutely pepper teams offensively. So I expect a lot of shots on target for them that game, especially a team that is considering Champions League qualification for the first time, I think, in their history, as far as I know. Great team, best offensive team in Italy. No Italian players on that team, unfortunately, but Como, good shout there. I like that.
Thank you. Okay, and the last game we are looking at for the slate, ladies and gentlemen, Napoli versus Milan. This is a huge matchup. This is second place versus third place, and there's a 1 point difference. Milan has 63 points. Napoli has 62. Milan looking upwards at Inter and saying, okay, they're playing Roma. They might drop some points here. So this might be a chance for us. But we're also playing a tough team in Napoli, where the head-to-head looks pretty interesting. As of more recent, Napoli's won more games against Milan than Milan's won against them. So guys, I'm not taking anything to do here in my heart. Obviously, I want to go with Milan money line or double chance, but I'm going to be smart here. And I told you guys this. When you see over 1.5 total goals in a game, above 1.4 in a meaningful game, you have to take it. I'm going with over 1.5 total goals at 1.42. If I look at their head-to-head, it has hit in 6 out of the last 7 games. So the history is there for it. The situation is there for it. I'm rolling with that.
Yeah, it's a great shot. I didn't even take that in when I was looking through it. Better the odds than the bet I'm going to take. Just to give you some context here, Napoli are 19-5-6 on the season. Milan are 18-9-3. Napoli head-to-head with Milan are 15-10-10, 8-5-4 at home. I like Napoli here. Double chance at 1.4 odds. They just got reinforced with a bunch of guys back from injury. They're at home. They're also competing for Milan, for that potential gap to finish first if Inter drop points. But I think both teams are guaranteed Champions League spots here. But huge game. It's probably the biggest game on the slate this entire weekend. So give me Napoli double chance at 1.4 odds. I love that. I'm taking that. And honestly, I might same game parlay that with his over 1.5 just to get us close to 2x there. That might be a VIP play. If you don't know, join the VIP and you'll find out.
All right. That's what it is, boys. That's every single game. You guys know what to do. And of course, it's the moment you guys all wait for every single week. But before I get into it, I have two things to say. Number one, please hit the subscribe button. If you are still here, you heard the plays, you like them, you're going to be tailing them, please subscribe. I'll give you a second to do that right now. And second, guys, I have to talk a little bit about the VIP. Okay, I have not talked about this at all on the podcast. I've kept it completely separate. But boys, we have over 300 members in the VIP Telegram. We are absolutely on fire. We have been above 70% since the inception in December, January, February, and now March. Over 70% win rate. Where can it get better than that? Nobody, okay? We're generally doing, because everyone wants to know, how many picks do you guys give? What's the situation? We're generally giving at least one daily. Obviously, our main focus is footy, is soccer. So we try not to really veer off of that. But if there's really nothing else, we might throw you a baseball play. We might throw you an NBA play. You never know. But we stick to what we know. We stick to the research that we do, which is football, soccer. And so you're going to get that generally on the weekends. You're going to get, 2 to 4 plays daily. And then weekdays, a minimum of 1. So you're getting daily plays, guys. Tons of value, which is like, it's over like 50 slips a month that you're getting from us. To get that many slips and still maintain an over 70% win rate, boys, I don't know what to tell you. It's literally only $60 a month, which is literally $2 a day. Every day you're buying a coffee, you're spending more than that.
True.
Boys, come
Facts.
on. You know what I mean? You join for $60 that month, you hit your first play, you're paid for. We have guys literally, and I'm going to, Sisto, throw up some DMs now. Boom, bam, bing, bong, boom. These guys are winning thousands. You understand? Guys coming being like, hey, I joined with $200. I'm at 2,000. Hey, bro, I'm up 10,000 in the last 3 months. I'm up this. I'm up that. I don't know what more we can do for you guys. It's the easiest and best investment of $60 you could ever dream of. Put it in Bitcoin. You're not making nothing. Put it in the S&P 500. Ciao. Go buy 30 coffees a month. You're broke. It doesn't matter. Bro, join the VIP right now. I'm going to put the link in the bio in the description. It's very simple. It's a WAP link, okay? You're going to click the link. It's going to open up WAP. You're going to press purchase, Apple Pay, however you want to pay. Once you pay, it's going to bring you into the dashboard. When you see the dashboard, you're going to click into MBH Bets. You're going to click on the Telegram button, and then you're going to click the link there to join the group, okay? It's very simple, and I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Everything we always hear, oh, there's such high drop-off rates in sports betting. Oh, every time we talk to guys in this space, bro, I'm losing like 30, 40% of my guys every single month and then new guys coming on. But I don't have that, bro. We don't have that, bro. Our guys stay. Everyone's amazed at how many guys stay on month to month. And I go, because, bro, the stats speak for themselves. No?
Of course. We had guys, one guy messaged me saying like, oh, bro, you guys lost 2 days in a row. He joined just for those 2 days. Later, 2 weeks later, he's up like thousands of dollars. He's like, oh shit, my bad, guys.
Yeah.
But you guys are actually crushing it. So yeah,
again,
thanks,
and it's a game that you win some, you lose some, but we win way more than we lose. So make sure you join the VIP.
And
all
guys,
of the information is in the description.
We also bet on Women's Champions League. Okay, we hit a banger last week. Probably gonna hit a banger today at the time of recording. We bet all kinds of footy. Okay,
we're the best. What do you want me to say? Okay, let's get into it, guys. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let me take a deep breath here, okay?
It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I predicted Italy not making the World Cup this year. Throw up the replay. And if I could predict that, I'm going to predict that we're going to hit the dreamer this week. Okay? Guys, I have a 17-leg parlay that is 719x your money. To start off, I have Manchester City to qualify against Liverpool in the FA Cup. We are moving on to Bayern Munich on the money line against Freiburg. Give me Real Madrid money line against Mallorca. Give me both teams to score in Stuttgart versus Dortmund. Give me over 1.5 total goals in the game in Trabzon against Galatasaray. I am rolling with Union Saint-Gilloise on the money line against Saint Truiden, okay, in the Belgian Pro League. Give me over 1.5 total goals in Lille versus Lens. Give me Porto on the money line against Famalicao. Give me New York City FC money line against St. Louis City. Give me Nashville double chance winner draw against Chicago Fire in the MLS. I'm going with over 1.5 total goals in Houston Dynamo versus Seattle Sounders. Give me both teams to score in San Jose Earthquakes versus San Diego FC. Give me Hearts money line against Livingston FC in Scotland. I'm going to Frosinone on the money line against Calcio Padova in the Serie B, Italy. Give me over 1.5 total goals in Inter Milan versus Roma. Give me Como money line against Udinese Calcio. And guys, the 17th leg, the last leg, give me over 1.5 total goals in Napoli versus AC Milan. I'm putting $200 to return $143,937.97. Congratulations. I'm the predictions king, and you can be the predictions queen when you tail this and win. I'll see you at the money counter. Let's go. And of course, guys, there's no dreamer without the little Fijolino, the baby dreamer. Guys, I have an 11-leg parlay that is 98.86x your money. First off, we got Bayern Munich on the money line against Freiburg. We're going with Real Madrid money line against Mallorca. Give me both teams to score in Stuttgart versus Dortmund. Give me Union Saint-Gilloise money line against Truiden. Give me Porto money line against Famalicao. Give me New York City FC money line against St. Louis City FC. Give me both teams to score in San Jose versus San Diego. Check the dryer. Give me Frosinone money line against Calcio Padova in the Serie B. Give me over 1.5 total goals in Inter versus Roma. Give me Como money line against Udinese. And guys, the 11th leg, the last leg, give me over 1.5 total goals in Napoli versus AC Milan. I am putting $300 to return $29,659.93. Guys, summer's around the corner. You want to take your girl on a yacht. You want to take your mistress on a yacht. I don't care what you want to do, but I know you need the money, and I just helped you make $30,000. Congratulations. We'll see you at the money counter. Let's go. And guys, of course, if you want more dreamers like this, hit the link in our bio, download Audible. We post dreamers there all the time. See you at the money counter. Let's go.
I got a 16-leg, 672x your money parlay, and it starts off with Manchester City to qualify against Liverpool, Bayer Leverkusen money line against Wolfsburg, Bayern Munich money line versus Freiburg, Real Madrid money line versus Mallorca, both teams to score in Stuttgart versus Dortmund, both teams to score in Trabzon versus Galatasaray, Union Saint-Gilloise money line versus St. Truiden. And then I got over 9.5 corners between Atletico Madrid and FC Barcelona, FC Porto money line versus Famalicao, double chance Charlotte FC versus Philadelphia Union, double chance Nashville SC versus Chicago Fire, double chance Seattle Sounders versus the Houston Dynamo, both teams to score in San Jose and San Diego, Hearts money line versus Livingston, Frosinone money line versus Calcio Padova, and then last but not least, Serie. I got double chance Napoli versus AC Milan. I'm putting $150 to return myself and you $100,864.68. Guys, it's going to be a good summer. Last week, I hit my baby dreamer, 13x. Portugal double chance at the end, hit. Guys, this week, I got a 7-leg, 15.52x your money parlay, and it starts off with double chance Galatasaray against Trabzon, Porto money line versus Famalicao, double chance Charlotte FC versus Philadelphia Union, double chance Nashville SC versus Chicago Fire, double chance Seattle Sounders versus Houston Dynamo, Hearts money line, and then last but not least, Frosinone money line versus Padova. Guys, I'm putting $100 to return a respectable, humble $1,552.22. Guys, that's more than some of your paychecks, okay? I'm going to make you guys some of your paychecks in one weekend, okay? Okay, guys, if you want more plays just like this 15x one, guys, hit the link in the description, download Audible. We post plays like this every single time, okay? Ciao.
And just like that, we wrap it up, guys. Another banger week. We are going to do well this week. I can feel it. I can feel it. Okay, if you made it this far, you know what to do. Please hit the subscribe button. I know you're making money with us. All we ask is you press subscribe. That's it. No?
Of course. What else?
And just like that, we'll see you at the money counter. We'll see you next week. Let's go.
Ay, 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 ay.